Holy crap.
Tropical Storm Debby, originating in the Atlantic Ocean, has rapidly intensified, becoming a significant threat to the U.S. coast. With sustained winds estimated at 75 miles per hour, Debby is shaping up to be a dangerous storm capable of causing considerable damage in coastal areas. Currently located approximately 100 miles west-northwest of Tampa, Florida, the storm is heading toward the Big Bend region, where it's expected to make landfall on Tuesday morning. According to the National Hurricane Center, NHC, Debby has intensified into a Category 1 hurricane, raising concerns among local authorities and residents. In response, local officials have declared a state of emergency, urging residents to evacuate vulnerable areas and prepare for impact. Debby is expected to bring heavy rains, potentially causing significant flooding in low-lying areas. Waves have already begun rising along the Florida coast, and there are warnings of possible storm surges that could flood coastal communities. People are actively preparing by stocking up on food, water, and medicines, fortifying their homes, and evacuating dangerous areas. The hurricane is moving northwest at about 20 kilometers per hour and is expected to continue strengthening. Emergency services are on high alert, coordinating evacuation and protection efforts. Local meteorologists suggest that Debby could become one of the most powerful storms to hit Florida in recent years. In response, state authorities have activated the National Guard and other emergency services to assist the population. Schools and government agencies have announced unscheduled holidays to allow people to prepare properly. Experts also warn of potential power outages due to strong winds that could damage power lines. In southwest Florida, Tropical Storm Debby is already making its mark. Fort Myers Beach and other coastal areas have started to feel the storm's effects. Local islands, like Captiva and Bonita Beach, have experienced flooding due to a combination of storm surge and high tide. Roads in Fort Myers Beach and other areas have flooded, affecting both homes and businesses. Emergency services have urged residents to stay indoors and avoid the roads, as driving through standing water is dangerous. City personnel in Fort Myers Beach are assessing damage and starting to clean up affected areas. Residents are urged to stay off the roads and not swim in the flooded waters, which could contain dangerous debris. Local authorities, including the Sanibel Fire and Rescue District, have reported flooding in several areas and advised people to avoid these zones and seek alternative routes if necessary. Hurricane Debby has gained national attention. The President of the United States delivered a speech assuring citizens that the federal government would provide all necessary assistance to affected areas. He urged the public to follow the recommendations of local authorities and emergency services, emphasizing the importance of safety and preparedness. Meanwhile, scientists are monitoring the hurricane's trajectory, trying to anticipate future developments. There is a possibility that Debby could change course and impact other states along the Gulf Coast. Florida residents, who have experienced multiple hurricanes in the past, are alert and attentive to the latest news. Many recall the devastating consequences of previous storms and understand the importance of preparation. Southwest Florida, the situation remains critical. Photos and videos captured on Sunday show flooded homes, businesses, and roads. The storm has brought heavy rains and strong winds, swaying palm trees and reducing visibility on the roads. The most affected areas include Fort Myers Beach, where roads have disappeared under deep water, and the coastal communities of Sanibel and Captiva, which are also experiencing significant flooding. Blocked intersections and stranded cars have become a common sight, as emergency services continue to assist those in need. Images from Fort Myers Beach show a completely flooded road in front of what appears to be apartments, with the storm surge covering the grass and submerging docks. The situation is especially severe in low-lying areas, where seawater has reached dangerous levels. In response, local authorities have closed several major roads, including Bayshore Boulevard and parts of the Howard Franklin and Sunshine Skyway bridges, due to dangerous conditions caused by the storm. Low-lying areas in Clearwater and Mariners Cove have been preparing in advance, as these zones typically experience progressive flooding during major storms like Debby. In Gulfport Beach, the hurricane has caused heavy rain and flooding, with the Sarasota Police Department posting images showing flooding in several areas of the county. A record amount of more than 6 inches of rain has been reported in some areas, with more expected as the storm approaches land. Residents in these areas are taking extra precautions, with many sheltering in their homes and avoiding flooded roads. Authorities have urged people to stay indoors and avoid driving in flood-affected areas. In some regions, emergency services have had to rescue stranded individuals and help evacuate dangerous areas. As Debby approaches Florida's northwest coast, conditions are worsening. With winds of 80 miles per hour and a path leading north, the hurricane has been upgraded to a Category 1. Hurricane and tropical storm warnings, as well as storm surge alerts, ranging from 2 to 10 feet, have been issued for the Big Bend region, which stretches from Tallahassee to Tampa. Rainfall amounts could reach between 6 and 18 inches from central and northern Florida to North Carolina. Hurricane Debby is expected to continue moving through Georgia and South Carolina after leaving Florida, bringing heavy rains and possible tornadoes. Preparation and vigilance are crucial for residents of these areas, who are already seeing the storm's effects in their communities.